Hello, everybody. My name is Juniper Bloom Mystique, also known as Bree. You can see her right behind me. Right. Today, I'm coming on with a special edition of Shining Light into the Darkness. This one came up out of my radar suddenly because I really did get goosebumps when I heard something. Again, I am not one of those people who ooey gaga over celebrities. I don't follow them a lot simply because I'm well aware of the muck that resides in that arena. There are a few celebrities that I flock to, certain ones that I'll watch their movies. I do enjoy some comedies, right? So I am human. I enjoy some entertainment. But for the most part, when I do these videos, it's because Spirit nudges me to, and then I channel some information first, and then I do the research after. Okay, so that's kind of how I roll. I want to really start tailoring these into true crime series. Okay, so I'll give you a little introduction to who I am. We are going to be talking about Brittney Spears today. Okay, because there's some conspiracy theories going, and I use that term very loosely because if you will know who I am, people think I'm a conspiracy theory. So I'll introduce myself first. Juniper Bloom Mystique. This is my third channel. I have 3 channels. My main channel I created a few years ago when I had my Kundalini awakening. And then I started doing things to bring about the ascension. I am an ascension master healer, and a divine guide. Okay. So I come at these from kind of a psychic standpoint, but even beyond that. All right. The first one I did that came through to me was Gannon Stauk. I didn't know I could do these things until he showed up in my energy, and he didn't know he had died. And I walked him over to the other side. And then I asked Spirit to show me what happened to him. And I saw enough. I couldn't watch it all, seriously. But I knew his stepmom had done it. And I did a video on my Facebook channel, my Facebook page, back when it originally happened. And people even mocked me for that video. I'm like, well, now I know why I do that. So it's because of him I do these videos. I don't do them for any purpose of hoping the police will listen. If at some point that's a byproduct, okay. But I have realized that when you are truly connected, people have a hard time listening, right? They do. Especially when I tune in, sometimes these things sound a little bit off the wall. But I tend to believe my guides. You don't have things like activating pyramids come through you and then question when you get channeled information, okay? So for me, I believe what I see, what I say, and what I feel, and I wouldn't put it out otherwise. So I ask that all your opinions and comments are of a respectful manner, no matter where you are, right? Just as if you go to a bank or a grocery store, you don't want to treat people badly there. So please don't bring that here. Just listen, let it be entertainment, and maybe take some of what I say and put it in your pocket, and let's see how things unfold. Like Aaron Carter, which I need to move that video over to this channel. I did one on Aaron Carter, and I'm telling you guys, I really think the Illuminati got him too. He was actually quite poetic. So he kind of just channeled a poetic version of what happened to him. He did say he was murdered. He said, even if by his own hands, because he didn't do anything to stop it. Okay. And then I started seeing these reports of there were people that was witness leaving his house that day. Yeah, everything I said just really, to me, really stands out in that video. So I'll be curious to see what comes out with that. So I kind of want to move that one over here. And then Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx was the last one I did. And have you noticed that it's really weird how they're reporting on him? It's really weird. They go back and forth, and it's all just maybe a picture of him with a rare comment. It's very fake. It's very 2-dimensional and in your face for a reason. Okay. But there's no real proof to what they're saying. That brings me into Brittney Spears. Okay. Most of you know, and I knew that she had some conservatorship, whatever they call that. I call that slavery. You think it was abolished with Abraham Lincoln, by the way? No, I actually had to undo some contract he wrote. They just changed the terms. Okay. So a lot of us are truly enslaved. That's really what's going on with all of you. But Brittney Spears, they all knew she was special. She was used. Let's just put it that way. I started channeling about her today, and I was like, yeah, right. Like that can't be. This can't, what I got, I questioned, I'm like, that can't be. prove it. And then they told me she had a brother, and I didn't know she had a brother. I swear to God, I didn't know she had a brother. I'm like, what? And so I looked it up, and sure enough, sure as shit, she did. Now he is something I would be looking at right now. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. So Brittney Spears had that conservatorship, and I think she started fighting back, right? She got out of it with a battle, and she is still battling. She was still battling that battle. So she's not really free to this day. Her husband is questionable to me, okay, after what I got, especially. And I didn't know she had a brother until today, because it's not something you hear about. I always hear about Jamie Lynn Spears, her sister. That was what I saw on, was it Netflix or something recently? There's a her versus Jamie. I didn't watch it. Never would I, because it's not something I'm interested in. Brittney is beautiful. She was very famous. I was not a huge fan of her music. Forgive me for her fans, right? I'm not a fan. It's just not something that I engulfed in. I'm a little bit of a different music buff. I like all kinds of music, but probably some that some of you don't know, like Bonnie Raitt and like different kinds of music. So Brittney Spears wasn't always in my genre, my menagerie. So I didn't really truly know a lot about her. But I do know that she had the conservatorship. She fought to get out. I'd heard about her dad. I'd heard about her sister. I've heard about her mom, right? She did a show on Dr. Phil. Again, I didn't watch it. These are just glimpses I would catch throughout time. Okay. So we're going to talk about her today. I'm going to give to you kind of what the public, this one's different. Okay. Cause I'm still like, I channeled a little bit and I didn't get a lot. So I kind of want to channel a little bit more as I do this video. I'm not going to lie. Give me a second, because I'm like doing a lot. As I said, I've got 3 channels and I've got videos coming out on all 3 today. So for my fans, y'all are going to be a little busy, whoever my fans are. Most people can't even fathom. They think it's all conspiracy theory and they don't even watch my videos. So I will encourage you guys, before I get fully into the Brittney, when I talk about I activated pyramids, I freed Jesus's soul. Like, I know what the Holy Grail is. I had to undo all of these things out of the collective soul. I cleared Mount Shasta. These are really awesome things, but not only were they awesome things, they were witnessed and recorded, and they came through me in workshops unexpectedly. And it was all like in biblical proportions, and they align with the Hopi Blue prophecy, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and it's all on my other channel for you guys to watch and witness. Okay. So I encourage you to watch it. I encourage you to take it all in before you judge opinions or have opinions or judge in any way, because judgment's a detriment and it will block you awakening. Okay. Just sit with things. What I say, my famous words are, put them in your pocket and then allow things to unfold as they may. Like, you don't have to go either way with it. You don't have to say, whoa, this is real, or holy crap, she's stupid crazy. Just watch it, put it in your pocket, and allow things to unfold as they may. That's all I ask. Same with these videos. Okay. If you're brave enough to go watch the pyramid activations or clearing Mount Shasta, which I think most people are afraid of that one, honestly, or even what the Sphinx is, or Return of Christ, that happened this Christmas, like all of this, there's a lot. If you're brave enough to watch those, or you're even cool enough to watch these, just put them in your pocket. Don't think too hard on it. Absorb it all. Watch the whole videos, because I say things from the beginning of the video to the end of the video with everything I do. Put it in your pocket and see how things unfold. Okay. There's no reason to judge. Everything will unfold as it may. Okay. That's all I ask. Same with these. Just like with the last one that I did, Jamie Foxx, they said he's on his way out. He's dying. And every day I'm like looking like, is he back? Is he better? And they're just like, it's just, he's still not around. Kind of strange, right? But he's put out a statement, but was it a video of him? Not that I saw. So just put it in your pocket and let's watch it unfold. So that brings me to Miss Brittney Spears. Okay. She supposedly recently got married, right, to some younger guy. She did have her face all over social media. She also wrote a book recently, I learned. Okay. She wrote a book recently, I learned. She is my age. I'm going to oust my age because I was born the same year as her. I'm not afraid of that. She's got a banging body, right? She was born in 81. Let's see if I can go to her, who she is, where she came from. Okay, so she was born December 2nd, 1981 in Mississippi, Macomb, Mississippi, United States. She went to professional performing arts school in Park Lane Academy. That was purposeful, by the way. She was kind of picked from day one to do what she did. That's what they're telling me right now. So as I'm going to describe her, I'm giving spirit permission to talk to me. And I hear her saying, Brittney, bitch. Okay. When I went to channel her, that was what I got at first. It's like, it's Brittney, bitch. And I'm going to tell you guys, I don't really feel her on this side. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. But that's just what I feel. But there's a conspiracy going on right now. And that's what got me to look into this, is they are saying, so, well, hang on. I'm all over the place. I can't help it. These things really do excite me. And I just want to get to what spirit gives me, but it's not true crime if I don't give you everything. Okay. So she was born on December 2nd, 1981 in Macomb, Mississippi, United States. She has 2 children with Kevin Federline, right? That was his name. And they were kind of ripped apart from her too. She did have a mental break at one point. Remember, she was very famous from beginning in the early 90s and to the early 2000s. Like, she was just the hit thing, right? She had the snake on stage one time singing and dancing. And then over the last probably 4 years, we've really learned about the tragedy of who she is and what has happened to her. Oh, and I just read that Brittney Spears pays her whole family except Jamie Lynn. Now that's important information. So this conservatorship is like, oh shit, brother. So there's her brother again. I never knew she had a brother until I channeled it. Spirit told me she did, you guys. Then I looked it up and I got chills all over. Then I'm like, okay, what I'm getting is accurate. I got to put it out there. I mean, I always believe in what I get, but when spirit literally gives you a confirmation in real time like that, they're like, there's something here. Okay. She was always performing, makes a lot of money. She was very, very, very on stage, on point. And I do believe it was set up that way. Like, her family worked very hard. What a tangled web we weave, right? I would say Brittney is of the light. The rest probably were not, in a very big way. She is estimated to be worth $60 million. And that's also very big. So this conservatorship, technically what it says is her family owns her. What I learned after what I channeled, this is what I learned after what I channeled. Okay. What I channeled is right here. All right. What I learned is up there. And it was after I channeled it. I'm like, she has a brother? And they're like, yep. And so I looked it up and I got chills all over. And then I felt what's been happening. So what the conservatorship is I guess her dad, her mom, everybody owned her. They owned the rights to her. Everything she did pretty much went to them. They controlled her to a very big degree. And I did not know she had a brother. This is very relevant to me because I swear to you, I didn't know. I swear. I had no idea she had a brother. That shocked the crap out of me when the spirit said that to me an hour ago when I channeled this. And then I looked it up. Does she have a brother? She does. And he's relevant. Okay. What I found out after doing the research, after what I channeled, is he tried to control her long before her dad did. That's what the media says. So that's like, it's out there. She has this book coming out soon, but it's been stopped. And I just got chills. Okay. It's been stopped. And I saw that and I'm like, all this put together. And I'm like, okay, so what spirit's telling me makes a lot of sense at this point. Okay. She's got this memoir ousting her family. She wants to oust her family. Okay. She really, really does. I'm going to show you some of these videos too, just so I can get your opinion on them, but she wants to oust her family. So I'm going to go read about that. So we knew her relationship with her dad, mom, and sister, but what about her brother? Her brother's name is Brittney Spears, by the way, and he was born in 1977. Okay, so he's about 4 years older than her. and she doesn't talk about him a lot. She wanted to sue her family. Okay, so this is new stuff. She wants to sue her family now that the conservatorship ended. She's writing a memoir of truth, and it has been silenced. That word silenced is what I got in my channeled message. Okay, and I got chills. All right. Now there's conspiracy, and I'm going to share my screen so I can show you guys these videos. Okay. And then we're going to come back to my face, you know, but there's a conspiracy right now going on with Miss Brittney, and her fans have been the ones saying it, and everybody made fun of them at first. Okay. They're saying that this is Brittney and that's her brother. They are saying that, it's not her. They're thinking that she's an AI. And so I'm like, everybody says that, you know, and that's what kind of sparked my interest. I'm going to show you some of this. Okay. To watch the video, click here. Part of what is causing the rise of the conspiracy theories is Brittney herself. She's been putting out some pretty odd clips as of late, with many of them just her standing by herself, dancing in place with some sort of weird and jerky movements that simply don't seem to quite be human. All right. Like, I mean, we're all aware of what she looks like. You can tell she's aging, right? She's still pretty, but I don't like her makeup too much. I feel like she could like do something with that, but her body's banging. Like, she works out, she takes care of herself. I mean, she's fighting for her life. Like, you can tell, you know what I mean? You can straight up tell. So let's watch these videos, because I want you guys to see what they're talking about. I watched it and I was like, but I'd never seen it until after I channeled her message. Like, that's not a joke. Check this out. That's weird. I'm telling you, it's very weird. I don't even think she'd wear a dress like that. She's always showing her body. I mean, maybe she would, but these are just very weird. And they think it's AI. They say the background is a green screen. What do you guys think? They're saying most of the backgrounds are green screens. Now, you can tell my green screen, right? My technology probably isn't as apt as theirs. This one, I don't know if it's a green screen behind her, but it's definitely giving me chills. Like, I don't like it. Like, something's rubbing me wrong, but I don't know. It's just my opinion of it. But it does go with what I channeled all the way. I haven't given you all of that yet. But if she is going to sue her family, her conservatorship ended, which means she is no longer responsible for paying them. And then she was going to oust everything they did to her. Okay. And this being silenced is very relevant. So they have kind of blocked her memoir. And these are her videos as of late. She's doing the same thing. This is not her personality. Even I can see that. That's not normal. It's freaking me the frick out. Like, it's freaking me out. I'm getting chills. It's like looking at a freaking ghost. And I hear her, it's Brittney, bitch. That's not her. She says it's not her. Do you hear what I said? She says it's not her. And then there's more than that, you guys. It goes more than that. So they're saying these are her videos as of late on her Instagram. So you can probably go take a look at them. They're very strange. Very. That doesn't look like her. And either she's majorly on drugs or something's going on there. Okay. Then check these out. There's more. I want you to look at them, because I'm like, what the fuck, Chuck? And I am not. Look at the background. It's a green screen. To me, this one looks more like her, right? Like, she would dress more like that. She's not afraid to show her body. So this one in particular makes me think it could be her. This was on April 10th of 23. It was deleted minutes later. Still very strange, isn't it? I don't know if we have any Brittney Spears fans. I mean, if you read the comments too, the yellow flowers on the right disappear. Wait, can we go back to that? Look at the background. Somebody said the yellow flowers on the right disappear. They're over here. Let's check that out. I'm going to keep my eye on those yellow flowers. I don't know about you all. Let's see if they disappear. Oh, dude, where'd they go? I got to watch that again. Here, let's check that again, you guys. There's the yellow flowers. Can you see them? They're right there. Okay, this is subtle. Watch. Oh, I just got chills. They're gone. What the fuck, Chuck? That's weird. I don't think it's a green screen. I don't agree with that. But where'd the yellow flowers go? That's true. They're freaking gone. Is my eyes deceiving me? I don't usually get into this stuff, but something is going on, y'all. Something is definitely going on there. I don't know if you guys believe in the AI stuff, artificial intelligence. I know I believe that there's a lot more going on than you guys are aware of. Okay. Let's just say it that way. There's more. That's not the only one. Let's see. So there was also something about her wedding. I found proof that Brittney Spears does not control her social media. Let's look at this one.
I found proof Brittney Spears does not control her social media.
Is that sweat
Are we
stains?
really supposed to believe that the Brittney Spears is spending her time uploading the same videos with the same captions on Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok? It doesn't make any sense.
I just feel like something's wrong. I really do. There's one I'm trying to get to though. Was on her wedding day. One of them showed her wedding day, and I wanted to watch that one with you. I was watching these and it just went to it. So I'm hoping I can find it again because that one was interesting to me. She supposedly married this gentleman who's younger than her, and he will come up again in my channeled message, which is why I had to do the research on it because I didn't know anything about him either. Here we go. Here it is. So on her wedding day, so she recently got married, right? She got out of her conservatorship, which if let's just imagine something, okay? Her brother is in my radar big time in this one, okay? But I want you to imagine something. This woman is like a puppet, and everything they put her out to do puts money in their pocket. I also learned that her brother had married one of her managers, had kids with her, and all these kinds of things. So I totally feel like they're living vicariously through her. And not only that, she pays their living. Like she is the one who made their life what it is. So if that all of a sudden is taken away from somebody who doesn't know how to do anything but control somebody else for that, what do you think might happen? And I'm not giving you what Spirit gave me all the way yet, but I'm going to. I've given you little tidbits. So let's watch this. This was her recent wedding day. Now, if you know Brittney, she was always on stage. She was, I don't know, just watch.
Her wedding day is an AI generated version of her, and the whole thing is a hoax. Look at this clip of her. There is no way anyone can convince me that that's Brittney Spears. Her face is completely blurred out, and then the guy pushing this carriage is in HD quality, or not HD, it's still iPhone, but way better than her. And then this just doesn't look like her either. I had to slow these down so much because it was almost impossible to get a clip of Brittney from the wedding video where you could actually see her face clearly. Like, this is the most clear it gets, and that doesn't look like her. And then here it's like that's so clearly superimposed on, and the veil covering it, and the makeup changes back and forth, and she's wearing
It kind of did.
And in the wedding video, they feature like beautiful diamond jewelry that she never wore. I just like cannot wrap my head around why all of the clips with Brittney are super fast or look like they've been filmed on a 1980s camcorder. Let me know in the comments what you think. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but this whole thing just creeps me out.
I mean, you guys, the more I'm watching this stuff, like something's wrong to me, right? And I'm usually not one that will ever get involved in this kind of stuff. Like, it's just, I already know the world is full of shit. They lie to you every second. So this person is saying Brittney is AI 100%. Before all this proof came out, I was already convinced due to the quality of her videos. It's so obvious. And then somebody's like, exactly. And then they're like, look at her hand. I think it's Jessica Simpson in a Brittney mask. It does look a lot like Jessica. What is the big secret in this story? That's why she's wearing the choker. Easy to transition. If you watch when her and Sam are in the carriage together, she has a beard. What? Could you imagine? Here, let's look for that. I want to look. So now I want more. I'm like, Brittany's wedding day. And there were supposedly celebrities there, but come on. Do we all believe in that? Like, I don't know. Is there any images? Let's see. So they're saying somebody actually showed up at the wedding and there was nobody there. That's very far away. So that kind of looks like her. That kind of, I mean, huh. I don't know. Somebody actually said they showed up at the wedding and nobody was there. It was all fake. It was a green screen. So it just kind of depends on what you want to believe, right? That's not her. It was her mom or something, right? So that's People magazine. So that looks more like her. I'm going to tell you though, there's something about this guy. Okay. So, as I channeled what I channeled, I'm like, who are these people? Because I never again knew she had a brother. And what I got first, I was like, no way, spirit, give me something. And they're like, brother. But then it pointed back to him. Okay. After I was like, oh my God, she really does have a brother. I had no idea. Like that blew me away. I had no idea. That freaking blew me away. Do I think Brittney was always AI? No, I think she was a real human being carrying light. I really do. That looks like her. That looks like a real true Brittney Spears right there, right? It does. And so I will tell you that some of them are not fake. Okay. These newer ones, though, that we saw, I don't know about that. That kind of doesn't. I mean, who's to say in all of them? I don't think she's always been AI, you guys. Okay. I'll tell you that right now. So, what I'm telling you, logically speaking, let's look at logic. Okay. Let's look at logic first and foremost. She made a lot of money. She was very famous, the famous one in her family. I think from day one, she was groomed. You can groom people for sex, right? To use them as sex slaves, to all of that kind of stuff. They groom people for a lot of reasons. Okay. Yes, they can groom them for fame and money as well. Okay. So I truly believe that's what happened to her. I believe she was groomed for a specific purpose, for a specific reason. And the moment she tried to deviate, they do what they do in Hollywood. They control you. That's what the Illuminati does. That's what all of them do. It is. If you still are not awake to that, let's awaken you. Because if you found me, you're supposed to be awake. I can tell you that right now. So if you're still not awake to the fact that they control the crap out of these people, they mess you up. Some of them aren't real. Justin Bieber's one that I called AI. That is when we channeled as AI. Brittney, I did not channel as AI, but I do hear she's on the other side. So that's what shocked the shit out of me. Okay. So I went in and I'm like, Spirit, show me what happened to Brittney. Now it's in and out. I'm getting fuzzy images of what happened to her. But the first thing I heard is, it's Brittney, bitch. Like her telling me. Now, when they're on this side, it's not quite like that. Okay. I don't exactly hear them say things to me. I don't exactly see them come in, and I can see her. Okay. And then so I'm like, no way, she's not dead. Like, she's here. That can't be real. And so I questioned myself. And that's when Spirit was like, nope, she has a brother. Because I was like, show me something. And then I looked it up and sure and shit, she had a brother. And then I got chills all over me. So you can hear my dog in the background. She's the cutest little dog. She is a Pomsky. She's very confused on who she is sometimes. She's awesome. So she does have a brother. Once I saw that, I got chills all over. And I'm like, well, if that's correct, then everything else they have to be telling me is correct. Now, I don't like questioning myself, but I also don't put out information if I don't feel confident in it. So I want you to understand that too. Okay. Energy is movement, right? If I'm not in my highest and best, can I possibly get things that are not quite accurate? Maybe. Right. And so I always just double check that. But I heard right away her say, it's Brittney, bitch. And if you know her work, she had a song that did that. Right. And I heard she's on the other side and I can see her, I can feel her energy. And then I heard her brother. And then from there, it pointed to the husband. And I also heard he's his best friend. I tried to look that up and I didn't see that. Then I started noticing all these other things that her brother tried to control her. And that's when I saw all the things coming out. And then I realized that she has this memoir that they're blocking, which outs the truth about her family. And this is her family dynasty that she is trying to bring out. And they said it's not Brittney. She is being silenced. She has been silenced. The husband, I don't want to say scares me. He makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. And so does her brother, more than anybody else in her family. Okay. When Spirit told me that, I felt sick to my stomach. And then when I learned more about him, I felt very sick to my stomach. And he was the one she paid the most. Okay. So somebody's paying your way. And then the moment she got out of the conservatorship, he was the one saying, oh, I pray for her. She's going to need a lot of help. She can't drive. She can't take care of herself. Do you see what they did to her? She was groomed. She was conditioned to not be normal. She didn't live a free life, you guys. She never has. Has she always been AI? No. Okay. This was a true human being. She had a soul. She actually had life. Light. She is light. And I get chills when I say that. And that's why they used her. It was like this power. She had a gift. She really did. And they used it and they capitalized on it. And they kept her in this small bubble so that that's all she could do. Okay. So could she maybe drive? They probably wouldn't let her do a lot of things, right? If you're going to control somebody, you don't want to give them a lot of freedoms. Abusers don't do that. My ex-husband, I wasn't allowed to have my family over. I wasn't allowed to have friends. I wasn't allowed to, he would keep the car. At that time, like years ago, I was a smoker. I don't anymore. It was a disgusting habit that I quit, but I used to be. And he would control that too. He would leave me with like one, or he would take the lighter, those kinds of things. That's control. That's abuse. And that's what they did to her. Okay. So on one hand, she looked like she lived this lavish life, but as long as she was doing what they told her to do and she kept paying their bills, right? That's what it was about. And so they would keep her like chained. She was on a very short leash. Let's just put it that way. And then she started like having a mental break. Do you remember that? That's what Spirit's telling me is like when she had her mental break, it's because she couldn't handle this. Can you handle being controlled like that? I remember when I got out of my marriage, I felt like I was an abused pit bull, like all that anger. Like, you know how they fight dogs? Like that's the image I got. It's like somebody poked and prodded and beat me and kept me caged for years. And then all of a sudden they set me loose and told me, raise your kids. You're fine. You're safe now. And I'm like, man, I was messed up. Like I had a lot of healing to do. Okay. And I feel like she was reaching out. She was lashing out. She was had enough. And I feel like everybody that came into her life was controlled. And I feel like part of the reason she lost her kids was because she was so controlled. She was this. She wasn't allowed to be anything else. And I feel like the moment she started pulling away, so see, I'm already tuning in. When I start tuning into what happened to her, my throat starts to go like this. So hands come on my throat like this. And what I see is her brother standing over her, choking her the fuck out. And I use these words because I want it to be an impactful thing, because it is an impactful thing. It's an impactful thing in the energy of the society at this time. And there's a reason why people are starting to pay attention to these subtle nuances. So is it the first time they used AI? No, this is what they do. They put things out in front of you for you guys to always be exposed to them so that you're always wanting to buy into that. And that way they make the money. So even it may not be them at times. Okay. This is what they do. It's what they're really good at. Come on. If you still don't think AI exists, listen to Elon Musk. It does exist. They even had that famous video of the Pope where all of a sudden he disappeared, because it is so very real. Projections, all these kinds of things. They manipulate you through what they're constantly putting in your face. Okay. Which is why we always think we need Gucci, and we always think we need all this makeup, and we always think we need all these things, right? In order to fit in order to be prestige and power and money. And none of that is of God. You guys, it's not. Trust me. I can guarantee you that. Okay. And this is why she started having a mental break, is because she was a human being. Okay. If she was truly AI, she would not have had a mental break. She would have not have tried to escape. She would have not have tried to say, hey, judge, get me out of this conservatorship, please. And then she wanted to oust what her family did to her. She wrote a memoir, and now all of a sudden she's silenced. And if you think for 1 second, her husband and her brother are not the two main culprits in that, I would say think again. From what I see about her husband is he was using it as an opportunity. I was even reading about him after where they said their brothers are best friends. I tried to look that up, but I didn't find proof of that. But what it said about her husband is that, oh, he liked her because of her, she was humble. That's what he said. That's what first drew him to her, is she was humble. Because this guy is like 28, this fitness model, like it just didn't seem to fit. Not that I don't think Brittney was really pretty and worthy of a lot. I think she is, honestly. And I got chills when I say that. She's worried she's worth better than that, not some egotistical maniac who only cares about his career. And is that kind of harsh for me to say? Yeah, but I'll say it again. This was a family dynasty she was trying to take out, and she is being silenced. I feel hands on my throat. I can't breathe. I can't swallow, and it's crushed. It breaks. I can hear it go. Your whatever your what larynx, whatever this is, it gets crushed. I feel it get crushed. And it was like, then it says she fought back. She tried to get away. And that's when it pointed to the husband and back to the brother, husband and back to the brother. And that's why I did the research. And I'm like, holy shit, she really does have a brother. Her brother really was in control of her in a very big way. Like he had a bigger stake at everything. So I'm going to show you again the brother. Because again, I didn't know she had a brother until today. That's not a joke. This is her brother, Brittney Spears, who is 4 years older than her. So he's about 45 now, had kid with one of her his whole life was built around her providing his everything, which is pretty sick to me, right? What did Brittney Spears' brother do to her? What is their relationship now? Before Brittney's conservatorship started in 2008. Brian worked as a manager for both Brittney and Jamie Lynn. He's appeared in several of Brittney's documentaries and concert movies. Now I want to ask you something. Why didn't Jamie Lynn become as big as Brittney? Because people flock to light more than anything. They really do. Okay. So he kind of controlled all of her documentaries. That's when they say he appeared in several of them, I feel like he controlled a lot of them. They controlled what was put out big time. And now that she's going against that, she got out of the conservatorship. And then you wonder why all these people are like, all of the sudden, that's not Brittney. That's not Brittney. Spirit says it's not Brittney. Okay. I feel her on the other side. In 2009, he married her former manager, Graciela Sanchez, Jamie Lynn's former manager in New Orleans. They welcomed their first child together, a daughter named Sophia Alexandra. Okay. So he's also the executive producer of Jamie Lynn's documentary specials. So the brother, so he helped produce Brittney and Kevin, Chaotic and I Am, Brittney Jean, those ones he helped produce. So the brother seems to have a very big part in like a puppeteer, right? Like a puppeteer. Something's wrong there. That just doesn't seem right to me. So this is a family dynasty. Everything is within the family. They didn't hire outside the family. Everything is within the family. Okay. So after Brittney's conservatorship was established in 2008, a judge ordered for Brian to receive $200,000 for service rendered before the conservatorship. So once it was established, she even had to pay him back pay of $200,000. That's not 200. That's supposed to be 200,000 for service rendered before the conservatorship. That's sick. That's sick. Okay. Which put her father and others in control of her estate and life. Wouldn't you have a mental break too and try to oust everybody? And the poor thing was snuffed out. She's being silenced. Jamie, for his part, received $16,125 per month as Brittney's conservator. So the dad is named Jamie, or is that the sister? I don't know. A little confusing there on that one. So I thought the dad was her conservator. That's a lot of money. $16,000 a month as a conservator, along with $1,200 per month for his office. So that must be his dad or dad. Before Brittney's conservatorship was terminated in 2021. This is very recent. As the energy started to rise, there's no coincidences. You guys, I started activating pyramids in 2020. I started cleansing the darkness in 2020. So, and part of what I had said was things were going to rise to be seen. So there's no coincidences here. There's not. And it's not a theory. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I have proof of what I say. I can't prove to you she was choked, but I believe what I get. Okay. Brian is also a trustee of a trust established in Brittney's name and was also on Brittney's payroll as one of her managers. So this is literally, he is the freaking puppeteer. Okay, so here we go. In December of 21, Anthony Garza, a dancer who worked on Brittney's Onyx Hotel tour and her Live from Miami Showtime special in 2001, accused Brian of trying to control Brittney years before her conservatorship was established. And obviously, that's what he put in for the judge to make him have back pay of $200,000. In an instant, so it was like she wasn't paying him, so they made her pay them. In an Instagram post, Macaulay Culkin is another one that I feel like this happened to. In an Instagram post at the time, Anthony claimed that Brian would often cancel Brittney's plans with her friends, so she would be home alone without anyone else in between concerts. So that's what an abuser does. That's exactly what I just said to you guys, right? That's what an abuser does. They cut you off from life support. You can't have friends. You can't have anybody in that's not on their side that's going to mess it up. You just can't. Okay. I'm just reading this a little bit more. So he wasn't even letting the dancers go to the house, this said. Anthony also recalled one night in particular when Brittney invited her tours crew to her apartment in New York City. He claimed that Brian told him the plans were canceled, which led to no one to show up. Brittney's brother told us plans were canceled and Brittney would be spending the evening with family. But she was alone and nobody showed up, and Brittney was sad and didn't understand why. And then she confronted her dancers why they didn't attend, which led them to tell her that Brian told them the plans were canceled. She was livid, yelling at her brother, "You can't control me," he wrote. She made her brother apologize to us. Okay, so in an episode of the A's Not Seen on TV podcast in 2020, Brian called Brittney's conservatorship a great thing for the family. She's been in this thing for quite some time now. Obviously, there was a need for it in the beginning, he said. Now they've made some changes and all we can do is hope for the best, he continued. And then he's like, so are you going to call and make reservations for yourself today? So that's what he started doing. Oh my God. So that's what he started saying. So then Brian started saying, with the conservatorship ending would be an adjustment for her. I'm sure it's going to be an adjustment. Everyday task stuff, I think, is probably going to be a great challenge. Living, driving. She's the worst driver in the world. And then he goes, bless her heart. She really is not really good driver. And she hasn't had to do that. You guys, this is sick. This is the most disgusting thing I have seen in a very long time. Okay. And I was reading that. I'll show you where I saw that because I thought I was sharing that with you. I'm just going to show you that is in here. This is what the brother had said when her conservatorship was ending. And I didn't know that until after Spirit told me about her. I didn't even know she had a brother. I don't pay attention to this, you guys. I don't. What started to catch my attention is it popped into my radar today when I heard these people going, hey, it's getting, this AI conspiracy is gaining momentum. And so I was like, well, let me watch these videos. I mean, it's really weird. And in that one, the flowers really did disappear. I don't know, man. Something's going on here, y'all. Something is definitely going on here. I would definitely say that her fans are probably accurate. Her brother and her husband's definitely in on it. That's the best thing I can say. They were getting a lot of money. So if she had a will, they've probably in the end in their mind won. She was about to take everything back and she was about to oust her whole entire family. Now, here's the thing. They said celebrities showed up to her wedding and like Drew Barrymore and others, and I wish I could talk to them. Drew Barrymore came out in one of my pyramid activations that she had truce to oust. I don't think she ousted them all. People said she did oust truce. I said, nope, there's something missing. She has not given it all. And then when I saw she showed up to Brittney's wedding, that just chills went up and down my spine. Something's wrong here. How long has Brittney been gone? Not too long, Spirit said. Not too long. Within the last year. The moment she took her power back, I feel like her brother didn't like that. Did not like it at all. They spent years controlling her, making her small, keeping her in this bubble so that she could only live vicariously for their pockets. It's really sad. It's hard to believe she's already on the other side, isn't it? But that's what I feel. It's what I keep hearing. Again, it's going in and out. There's some silence going on. And so what that means to me is they have put a lot of energy into keeping it quiet. They have put a lot of energy into people not finding out. So let's just put this in our pocket and let's see what comes about. You're right where you're supposed to be. Thank you for joining me today. Spend time getting to know what that means that I brought about the ascension. Okay. I promise you that's mind-blowing stuff too. Everybody thinks the ascension was a conspiracy, but I can absolutely guarantee you it is not. I'm not just reading it in the energy, you guys. I brought about the work and it almost killed me doing it. So I encourage you to check out my other channels. Okay. So much love to all of you. Thank you for being with me, at least for the entertainment purpose, at least for hanging out. If you enjoy my company, I sure enjoy yours. Until next time, hasta la vista, 'cause I'm shining light into the darkness. Can you show me the way? Bye, guys.